The message arrived like a hammer blow across the star's dot. It was delivered by a sleek, black diplomatic probe bearing the seal of the Galactic High Council Locales, circular sigil representing over 400 species united in interstellar dominion. The probe bypassed Earth's orbital defense grid with ease and parked itself in geosynchronous orbit above Geneva, Switzerland. Within moments, every major government on Earth received the same chilling transmission. Humanity, your reckless expansion and militarization threaten the balance of our civilized galaxy. You will disarm, submit, and comply within 10 cycles. Non-compliance will be met with annihilation. It wasn't a negotiation. It was a threat. And humanity had heard it before, just never from such a united voice. The Council believed they were delivering a warning to a backward, fringe species barely crawling beyond its solar system. What they didn't know was that Earth had been preparing, watching, listening, and remembering every time the galaxy ignored Earth's pleas. Every time alien diplomats smirked during failed first contact attempts, and every time a Terran colony mysteriously vanished in disputed sectors. President Leona Hart stood before the United Earth Assembly and gave a speech broadcast not only to Earth, but intercepted by listening satellites the Council foolishly thought were hidden. To the Galactic Council, she said, voice cold, steady, unflinching, you have mistaken our silence for submission, our patience for weakness, and our peace for fear. We are not afraid. We do not submit, and as of this moment, we are at war. Humanity's declaration of war reached the stars within hours. And unlike the polished diplomacy of the Council, it was encoded inside a hyperspace shock pulse, a warning shot that crippled 3 listening posts, including one deep inside neutral territory. The galaxy didn't believe it at first. The humans? The Deathworlders? Those unstable, war-loving primitives? But the first Terran Titan-class warship, UN's Retribution, appeared above the Council's outpost in the Zeller system just 3 days later. A fortress made of obsidian metal and pulsing with blue gravitic energy. It moved like a predator in vacuum. The Council's defense grid fired everything it had, and within 73 seconds, it was gone. Reduced to molten debris for the first time. In centuries, the Galactic Council called for emergency protocols, not because of any threat to the galaxy, but because Earth had just become a threat to them. Ambassador Craigthon of the Varnic. The minions stared in disbelief after reports flooding. How is this possible? He sputtered, mandibles clicking nervously. Their entire species was barely achieving deep space travel 2 decades ago. A Gillian tactician replied grimly, we underestimated them. Again. The humans weren't using outdated fusion drives or stolen alien tech. Their ships ran on dark matter reactors, built in secret facilities beneath Saturn's rings. Their soldiers wore adaptive nano-armor, capable of rewriting its own molecular structure mid-battle. And worse, Earth had somehow mastered quantum. Echo warfare, a form of combat that scrambled enemy targeting systems and cloaked entire fleets in phantom data. Humanity had skipped generations of warfare doctrine, evolving not through diplomacy but by necessity. Every war, every invasion, every near extinction had shaped them into weapons of survival. Admiral June Park stood aboard the bridge of the UNS Retribution, staring at the rotating projection of the Galactic Council's seat of power, the Ring World, capital of Orendax. We're not here for conquest, he said to his fleet commanders. We're here to remind them that Earth does not kneel. With a series of low-pitched tones, the human fleet decloaked 12 Titan-class dreadnoughts, 300 stealth frigates, and a super weapon classified even to the fleet itself, nicknamed Nemesis. The battle that followed was not fair. It was not even close. Council fleets formed desperate lines. Their formations were textbook predictable, rigid. Human AI anticipated their every move before they made it. Swarms of Terran drones cut through. Enemy cruisers like razors through silk. And then Nemesis fired, a single beam of absolute silence. Not heat, not force, but absence. A void that erased physics itself in a narrow band, slicing a hole through space-time, and with it, half of the Council's command fleet. No one spoke after that. The Council surrendered within a week. They didn't admit it publicly, of course. Diplomats danced around the word defeat like it was toxic. But their message was clear. Humanity shall be recognized as an independent sovereign force. Their borders are not to be trespassed. Their sovereignty shall not be questioned. And yet, Earth's reply wasn't vengeance. It wasn't occupation. It was a broadcast sent to all species in all languages. We do not seek to rule. We do not seek to dominate. But we will never be threatened again. We are Terrans, and we remember. Across the galaxy, silence reigned. No species mocked Earth again. No veiled threats followed, because the day Earth replied with a declaration of war was the day the galaxy learned fear.